Okay, so before we begin, just know that this is just a supplemental video for a more in-depth guide in my blog. Links down in the description. Anyway, I'll still try to explain things while we run through this. Let's go. So I'm gonna flash everything you need on the screen real quick. Feel free to pause the video. Anyway, what we need will be 7 of each crafting resource, in this case cotton, ore, and wood. And right now in this very first room, we already have 7 cotton. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick that. We're also gonna need 3 of these grim leaves later. But I'm not gonna pick that yet because I need the inventory space. In this room, we can see there are 3 weak enemies. One of them is always guaranteed to drop a weapon frame if you don't have one. So we're just gonna go ahead and kill all of them real quick. Or at least kill them until one drops a weapon frame. In this case, it's gonna be the last one, unfortunately. Forgot to set my UI in the proper spaces. Let me just, yep, there we go. Alright. I'm gonna light up this room to check if there's a boss. There is a bear. We don't want that. And, ooh, lucky. We have 3 ore nodes, so I'm gonna go ahead and mine all of it. Or at least mine 7 of them, rather. Okay, so we have 7. We can now drop the pickaxe because we don't need it anymore. And we have a ranged boss over here. That's good. Alright, let me just check this last room. And no boss. Okay, that's fine. Let's make our way back. And around. So what I'm looking for right now is 7 wood. I'm not gonna go back to the singing bowl without it. So let's go ahead and run around. I may as well kill some of these because I already started hitting it while I was talking. Alright. We need the shards anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and kill this. So the point of this run is to show you that you don't need to overthink anything. As long as you know what you need, you can just improvise along the way. Like right now, see? We just found wood, finally. We went off the beaten path a bit. Alright, so we're gonna get 7 wood. And then we're gonna run back. Remember to pray melee when you're running through enemies because even these little guys, they can hurt. And you really don't want to be taking damage early because it's just a waste. So now that we're back and we have all of the resources we need, I'm gonna make tier 1 armor, a helm, a body, and a leg piece. And since we have a ranged boss over there, I'm gonna make the bow. And we're gonna attune it and then make 3 vials. All of this is because we still have the resources to do so. If you don't have it, then you'll just have to come back again later to do it. The priority here is to get the weapon. Alright, we're gonna go back to this boss. Now that we have a weapon, we can now kill it at a reasonable pace. So yeah, like I said, the priority here is to at least have a weapon before you start killing these bosses. Don't try to kill them with this scepter. It's just gonna waste so much of your time. Now that's dead. Let's pick all of this up. We're gonna need all of these. Alright. So what we're looking for now is gonna be a dragon because we need a corrupted orb. Alright. Along the way, we're gonna go and pick 1 more grim leaf because I have 2 and we need 3 of these. Alright. And then let's just run around the corners until we find more bosses. And we found fish nodes. We're gonna come back to this later. We have another ranged boss. There's a chance that he drops a spike or an orb because we already killed one of them. They don't drop the same crafting material if you already have it. So like we have a bowstring. This is not gonna drop a bowstring anymore. It's gonna drop one of the other two. In this case, it gave us a spike, which we don't want. Unfortunate. Okay, but what this means though is that we can kill the bear, because now that we have the spike drop, we're guaranteed to get the other remaining crafting material, which means we're gonna get the orb. Alright. So I'm just gonna run back. I'm not gonna use the crystal. We're just gonna run back. We always start runs with a teleport crystal, but I'm gonna save that for later because we still have 2 minutes. Plenty of time. Over here, I'm gonna craft attuned armor pieces. We don't have enough shards to finish the last piece. That's fine. Again, we still have plenty of time. While we're here, I already mixed the Grim Potions. We just need to use the Mortar and Pestle on these shards until we get 3 of them. Or rather 30 of them. Alright. I'm just going to use this dust on the unfinished potions to form these potions. And as you can see from the bear, we have an orb. Because that's the last material that we don't have. Or that we haven't dropped yet. Right, I can drop the Mortar and Pestle now because we don't need it anymore. Oh, and I forgot to drop the axe. Whatever. This is a scuffed run. It's fine. The entire point is that you don't need to sweat it. That's all I'm showing here. And that's lucky. We have fish nodes here. I don't need to run all the way there. Normally you would want to fish 20 of these, but for the purpose of this guide, I'm just going to go and get 16 because I'm already comfortable with 16. But if you're still learning, ideally you'd want to get 20 just to compensate for any mistakes. Now for these potions, you want to combine some of them and make 2 for those potions. As for this one, we're just going to drink that. I'm just going to drink it just to regen some of what we lost. Because these regenerate run energy and prayer. It also gives you a stamina bonus, which means you can lose run energy at a slower rate. I'm having a hard time talking while doing all of this. Alright, now we're gonna make the tier 3 staff because we have the orb and we're pretty much set. I'm gonna drop all of this junk. We didn't end up using the crystal because I was too busy talking. Okay. Hunlef always starts the fight with range, so we're gonna play range. And then we're just gonna attack it. So every few attacks, he has that audio cue, which means he is going to switch to the other attack style, which is Mage. And if he shoots one of those purple orbs, which also has a distinct audio cue, he's gonna turn off all of your prayers. So be ready to turn one of these on whenever that happens. And after a few hits on him, he will change his overhead prayer to a different style. To the one that you were attacking him with. Since we have the Gauntlet plugin, you don't need to look at the overhead prayer. You just need to pay attention to the outline around him. If it's green, you have to attack him with anything but ranged. If it's blue, that means mage attacks won't do anything. If it's red, that means he's protecting against melee. And I just stepped on a tornado because I am talking and it's hard to commentate while doing all of this. Alright. So if you're still learning, you don't need to be attacking him while you're running around. If you're still new, just focus on running away from these tornadoes and these floor tiles. And also focus on getting the right prayer, like this, just like this. also, you don't really need to eat when you're above 10 HP. So, if you have all of these pieces attuned, the max damage that Hunlef can do to you is 10. So as long as you're not stepping on any of these floor tiles or getting hit by tornadoes, you're always going to be safe as long as you have 11 HP or more. And if you're praying correctly, of course. If you pray incorrectly, you can get hit for a lot. So now I'm just gonna shut up until I need to talk again because I am messing up a lot. Because it's really hard to do this while explaining the mechanics at the same time. So after a certain point, or certain threshold of health, the floor tiles are now gonna follow a very predictable pattern. What this means is that there are going to be safe tiles that will never be hit by these glowing tiles. I'm gonna mark them right now. It's gonna be these tiles over here. These tiles right here. Stepped on them because I'm trying to mark it while I'm playing, which is stupid. And these tiles right here. Hold on. There we go. These tiles. You don't really need to mark these. Honestly, you don't even need to follow any of this. This is just more convenient, like standing here during this phase, because as you can see, the floor tiles, they never spawn there. But again, I don't want you to overthink anything, so you don't need to copy this. And there we go, he's already dead while I was talking. 12 minutes and 10 seconds, that's very slow. But it's fine, because it's very chill, it's laid back, and we didn't die. And what do we get? Never lucky.